Hello friends and welcome back to Restore You. It is Angela and today we are going to dye some paper and we're going to do it inexpensively, very neatly. So it's not a messy process. It's just a little bit different and with what you have probably just lying around your house. So before we get started, shout out to all of you returning subscribers. I appreciate all of you for your support and your comments and just for joining me along on my journeys. It's always fun to visit with all of you. And to our new subscribers, Susie Moore, Joyce Meyer, and the Grand Fern Alley, welcome. And thank you all as well for your comments. So here is what you're going to need. I need a sip of Wawa. Here's what you're going to need. Water in little bowls. Now, you could do this in any type of bowl or whatnot, but I just have these three here, and in it right now is pretty hot water. I do have my water to rinse my brush. You'll need a brush. This is just one I use for a lot of different things. It's, probably about almost an inch wide. You could use foam brushes. Probably the wider, the better, the quicker this will go as well. And then you're going to need some food color. Now, I say this all the time. You know that I don't bake. My girls both love to bake, and so they have a lot of baking supplies, including a whole bunch of, food color. And you also know that normally when I dye my papers, I use a Kool-Aid, which I have to show you. This is my little dyeing bag of goodies. I've got some instant coffee, but look at all these. I got some new colors. So I can't wait to play with those. But that's a little more messy, a little more time consuming. And I wanted to dye some papers the other day because I bought an entire, I don't know what you would call it. It's, like a paper box or a case of this computer paper. And you know the type. It's all together, perforated, and you rip it apart. And I thought, this would be so fun to dye. Oh, the color doesn't even look nearly as cool as it is in real life. To dye this and to actually sell these packs as they are with the little perforations, because these can be really fun to use in my Etsy shop. So I played around with them. I can tell you, my brother was over and stayed with us, and so he and Dave were hanging out, and while they were, doing their thing and we were grilling, and I just, sat there and painted these, and I'll show you. This was like a brown and a copper. I did not like how it was turning out. I mean, to you guys, it probably looks pretty good. It looks like tea-dyed paper, but it's got just a smidgy of orange, obviously, because of the copper. So then I did some of them where I just sprayed it with coffee and tea and called that good. Now, here's why I did these the way that I did. I didn't want, like when I Kool-Aid dye, it's consistent. On the front is the same color. On the back is the same color. On these, it is not. And I wanted this look because I think it just adds texture. It's just another way you can use it, and you get a little bit of added depth to it. This is kind of a burgundy color, and there was like a little clump because it was using these pastes. And so I took that clump and then just kind of painted it on to give it another dimension. And I loved how it turned out. Here is the yellow. I got a little crazy on the yellow. But again, each one of these, like this one seeped through almost all of it. I might have these upside down. That one not as much. So that's, really what I loved about it. Here's the back of some of them. And I just played around with them and just had a fun time. This is a purple. And while I'm not a huge fan of purple, I love how the purple always pulls, even when I use Kool-Aid. It's just, I don't know, it looks awesome. But then you have almost like a watercolor texture on the back. This, I know it's not going to look, oh, maybe, not really. This is orange. It looks much brighter in real life. So I did that color, and then I did the blue. Aren't these yummy? So remember, we are having a sale in the month of June. I am going to post this. When do I post this? Oh, tomorrow, which is June 3rd. So, I'll try to pop these up there before then. If not, they'll be up by week's end. By the weekend, I should say. But look at that. And that was just in, several hours. Now these I did bake. And then I did iron them all. So that's the result of all of those. But oh my gosh, they're so crunchy and scrunchy, and I love them. So let's go ahead and just paint these up, and then we'll just visit for a while. Okay, let me make sure. I'm going to try to do this so I can keep you in frame. Now, I didn't use red by itself last time, so let's just try this. And now remember, when you're doing this, the amount of color that you add to the ratio of water obviously is going to change. And what we're just going to do with this little piece right here is just test this and see what it looks like. So see how light that is? You can barely even tell it's on there. It is red. It doesn't look red to you. But so that's not, we're getting after it. Ooh, and this is kind of like that gel. These are probably older than the Hills. I don't even know if I would use them, but I know that Rhea has, oh, look at that. It looks like little worms in there. Can you see that? Yuck. Here, let's use this. Get it smushed up. I know that in Rhea's little baking section of the kitchen in Omaha, she has a whole bunch of, well, I think that's where they're at. They might be at the venue because we might have used them during kids camp. But they're neon, so I have to run over to the venue. So I'll look in the craft room and see if I actually have them there. But I think that would be a fun play. Okay, let's see what that looks like. It's still pretty pink. Let's see. I've got a red that's this kind. It's the paste. And it says on it, which I don't believe for a minute, no taste red. Yeah, right. Now, I am not wearing gloves. I didn't wear gloves the other day. Look at that. Eek. So I probably will have this all over my hands. I better get it. Ooh, that wipe is dry. And not only that, but, okay, I can't get the wipe out. Sorry for the noise. Goodness gracious, Angela. When I did this last time, I did it in the kitchen, so I could wash my hands right away. Let's just add a little bit of this nastiness. And I'm not digging in there to get that foil out. It's just going to have to stay. It's not like this stuff gets used much anymore. Neither of the girls really bake. Oh, it came out. Hey, let's just throw the whole thing in there and then I can throw it away. They don't really bake as much as they used to. You know, when they were between like 10 and 14, they did a lot, but now they're busy. This is the hardest part, is just getting your color right. And I'm just going to leave that in there because I don't want to touch it. It doesn't hurt anything. All you're doing is painting. Okay. See what we get now. Oh, that's much better. And we have a little bit of that texture. Okay. Let's see. Where do I want this? Let me just move this so you can see. And this is all we're going to do. First of all, I want to show you this. I'm just going to leave it for a second. But one thing that you can do, for some reason, I always start with these lines. This looks really orange on camera. I know it, but it's not. And underneath, what I have is just parchment paper. Plain old, this is like unbleached. Okay, do you see how those little dots on there then kind of give it another dimension? You can do that first. I'll show you a couple other things that I did with some of the pages just for the fun of it. And this is really soppy. Like there's a lot of water on it right now. And that's totally okay, because what you're going to do is just place your next one on top of it. And do that. And then go back to town. And we just do this for a while. We'll do another color because I think we should do something different. I was thinking I have a teal that I don't think I used. And all I have is like the really blue. So I thought we would try that one. And then maybe we'll mix this together. So now, if you've watched my videos on how to Kool-Aid dye, you know it too is also extremely inexpensive. But my goodness, you can get days worth of... You do thousands of pages with your food color at, pennies, if that. So give it a try. So I just use the parchment paper. And I bake mine. I made a huge mistake. I don't know what I'm going to do when I actually Kool-Aid dye and do all my coffee dyeing, because I redid our deck, our outside deck, and bought new furniture and this huge, beautiful rug. But the rug is so big that I'm like, now I don't have any room to spread out all of my papers and my containers to dry them outside. So I don't know. I might just have to roll up the rug. And you can use, this was one that was just empty that I cleaned out. You just to add a little more depth. I'm not really loving this red color. The color that it is. I'm thinking we should add... Okay, what do I not have as much of? I don't have as much orange. So we could add some yellow to it. Let's do a few more reds. It's just not quite the color I wanted. Now, I could add more water to it and then make it, a lot less vibrant, more of a pastel, because those that I did the first time are pretty bright. But, so like I said, just depending on, you just have to kind of play with it, and depending on you can see that little dot. I love that. You can just kind of experiment, and that's part of it. Like, this to me is so cathartic. Like, just hanging out. Oh, you know what we should try? I wanted to try this because this is deli paper. Let's just put a piece of this down and see what happens. Oh, that just looks yummy already, doesn't it? See how a few of these turn out. We'll do one. I don't know. I have like 2 or 3 pages. Not working that way. But we're going to leave it and then put another piece on top of it. And I'll have to obviously come back and show you what this looks like when it's all said and done. I wonder if it would work. Seems like one side's just a little bit better. Okay, let's do this one a little bit differently. And obviously your parchment paper, if you're going to bake this in the oven, can go right in the oven. And I baked mine at 200 degrees. And I had probably, I would say in each batch, I probably had, I put the whole stack in. So, 30 plus pages. So I would bake it for 20 minutes. This is just my method. You could do it any way you want, because I'm not patient and I don't want to have to keep, opening up the oven and adding more to it. So I just put the whole stack, just like I'm doing right here, just on the parchment in the oven. And that way I could move on to yet another color and keep working. After 20 minutes, I pulled it out. And I usually had one on the top rack, one on the bottom rack. I would pull one out. I would take off the dried papers. Usually there were several on the top, several on the bottom. And then what I would do is just take, you know, the 20 some that were left. And I would just pick them up and then do this. And stack them that way to give it a little more. Because now a lot of the moisture is out of it. And it just gives it a little more breathability. All right, we're just going to keep stacking on top of this, and maybe let's just add some yellow and see what happens. Well, we need a new page. It's all about having fun. Getting a little crazy. Let's see what happens. Now, that orange, let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. Nailed it. Can you tell how pretty that is? No. in the camera, it looks like a little bit muddy, but it's not. It's a beautiful orange, and I think much more vibrant. Now we're talking. Orange is one of my favorite colors, as is lime green. Well, that's not my favorite. I just like the look of it when I'm doing this. And then I would just I just watched it. I would put the, you know, that whole stack back in when it was alternated, and then put it in for another 20 minutes, or, you know, depending on how dry they were, I would just kind of estimate. And I just kept my oven on for, you know, most of the day, and just kept putting them in, adding more. This is something to do, like, I know we talk about sometimes how we just kind of get in a creative, not a funk really, but like you want to be creating something, but you don't really know what to create. This is, like I said, it's so relaxing and so cathartic. It's just, because all you're doing is painting lines. I mean, you could do some things where you could add designs. Oh, I did also, I did take, what did I take? I didn't do any doilies. I should grab a couple of those out. Let's grab one out right now. I didn't do anything except for basically this paper, but since I'm in my craft room and it's handy, let's grab out some doilies and we'll do a couple of those. Oh, I know what I used. I used die cuts. You know, die cuts for like your Sizzix. And I laid a couple of those down in between, like, so I laid it here and then put another piece of paper on top of it, and that turned out kind of cool too. So we'll see what happens if we get a design on this other page or on this one when we put it on here. I'll have to, like I said, pop back on. I'll show you kind of a recap of things I've been working on, and then I'll show you these finished. I should have, why didn't I turn on my oven? Let's see. Let's do, well, here, let's do this. Let's do that up. And then I've got some tags down here that I usually use to mop up things. Oh, what did I do? I hope I didn't throw those away. I don't know why I would have, but I don't see them in my little stack of dyed papers. But the thing that turned out the coolest was my paper towels. They had all the colors. It was just a rainbow of love. It was so pretty. What did I do with those? I don't even know. Okay. Let's do, let's see, what do we got? Let me just pull this out and we'll just lay some of these on there. Okay, here's a couple tags. Whoa. Sometimes when I do this, it will leave a little, it look like a tag shape. You could set your coffee cup on there to make it look like a coffee ring. I don't want to, you know, you could do this. Let me get it. If you wanted, I don't know what that's going to look like once we do the tag, so. Put that there. What else do I have in here? Well, let's just do those two for now. And these make great, I mean, obviously, once you get these dyed and they bake for journaling cards, they're perfect. Let's dye that little string up a little bit. Okay, I think we need to do another color. And I'll just set the orange aside, and then I can come back to that because I really, really like how that's turning out. And the other thing to remember is that it will, why did I put that there? It will turn out, I mean, the color that you paint on it is going to differ quite a bit once it dries. So it's kind of like the magic in the process, but. All right, let's try a teal. I think that will be fun. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. And like I said, I mean, now this is kind of heavy. I don't know how many sheets, I didn't count, but this whole thing right in the oven. However, now I got to find somewhere to put it. Okay, so let's grab another piece of parchment. And let's put this aside. And let's try this teal color. I don't know what we're going to get with it. It's also that pasty stuff. Oh. Yeah, I did green. I didn't do this. I don't understand this stuff. Ooh. Well, let's try it just like this and see what the result is. Ooh, that's really light. Okay. It doesn't look like it's going to be really light in there, does it? But yeah, you don't have to. I mean, you could do this, you guys, with... Ooh, that's a lot. Oh, Angela. Oh, well. I guess we'll be using that up. You know, you don't have to have all of the things, you know, to bake your papers and to do it the old-fashioned way, if you will. I mean, this works just as well. And not only that, but to me, I don't know if it's quicker or not, but it's just, you know, when I Kool-Aid dye, I have, you know, 7 or 8 pans out, and I've got stacks of stuff in there, and then I take them out, and it just takes a lot longer. And I do a little bit of both. I do, you know, the sun-dried approach, and then, ooh, yeah. Hopefully that will bake down a different color than the other blue one, because that, let me show you what the other blue one looks like. Whoa. Hang on. See, in the camera, it does not even look like the same color. Okay, there is a fly. Isn't it too early for flies? I guess not. It's June. How did it get? Well, it probably got in here because I had the upstairs patio door. See, this is the blue, and it was blue, not teal. So we'll see. Maybe we add a little bit of green to it. Let's do that, just to give it a little bit of. Ooh, there's maybe not much green left. Is it coming out? Let's see what happens. Do I have another green? Oh, yes, I do. Here. Here's a green. I know this. That already looks better. Hopefully I didn't put too much in that it turns it totally green, but this looks more like the ocean. Okay, let's put this on here and see what happens. I mean, not that I don't... Ooh, now it looks too green. Okay, well, we're just going to add some more blue to it. I'm going to try to... Or teal. Teal. Like I said, it's all about experimenting. This is going to be gone by the time the show is over. I'm using so much of it. All right, mix it up. This is almost an emerald, but like I said, you don't know what it's going to show up like once you bake it. Oh gosh, I've got to get a fly swatter. I have one down here. Oh my gosh, I just splattered that all over. Hold on a second. It got on my wall. There we go. Jeez, Angela. Well, we're just going to try this with a darker color because it's way deeper and more vibrant than the first round, and just see what happens with it. I wanted a more, like, true teal color, but we'll just go like the Emerald City, Little Wizard of Oz color for this one. Now, you can put this on a baking sheet if you feel better about it instead of on the parchment. To me, it's less mess, easier to handle because the parchment is not hot, so you can literally use your fingers to pull it. Well, just use oven mitts. I shouldn't tell you that. Don't do what Angela does, but you know, we got to practice safety here, but this doesn't get hot, so, and it makes it easier. And, you know, the cool part is that the drop paper that you use after it bakes, it's got a cool effect on it in and of itself. I'll show you. I think I got a couple sitting here. I just love this. This is just like, you know, being in kindergarten and painting all over again. But like I said, you don't have to think. You can just sit there. You can watch some YouTube videos. Here's one. But look at how crunchy it is. And it's just got a neat... This would make a good journal page. And I got a whole stack of them. It'd kind of be fun to do a journal just out of that crinkly paper, wouldn't it? So let's see, what's on the docket? What do I have coming up? Well, first of all, you know, I was trying to get really ahead because of all the stuff I had going on in May. And so I've got actually videos done for 3 days a week, all the way through, I think, let me look. I think all the way till June 24th. So I have some I need to do for that last week in June. And the one I was going to do for tomorrow, I decided to move and do this instead because I think it's fun. And somebody was just asking on one of my groups about dyeing paper, and so I was like, why not do this? And then they can see how easy this is, and it's not time consuming. I mean, this is a great, it's kind of like it's kind of like fussy cutting or slow stitching where you can, you know, just kind of sit in your kitchen, watch some videos, watch some TV, and have a play. So, kind of fun. What else? Did I tell you about the sale? I think I mentioned it at the beginning, but our sale is on in our Etsy shop. Everything is 20% off, all the digitals and all of the physical products. If you watched my series, which I would suggest going and checking that out, because a lot of the things that were in that 4-part series where I bought the auction items sight unseen have been uploaded onto Etsy. And so if you want to like a really good flip through before you go do a shop, or if there's something that you see in there that I don't have listed, then just send me a message via Etsy and, you know, ask me what you're looking for, and I will find out, and, you know, whether it's sold and already was up there, or if I've got it and haven't listed it. So I'm happy to help. But it's been very helpful, and I really appreciate, you know, all of you who subscribe and support my Etsy shop, because, you know, that's how we do it as a small business, and it means the world to me. And it helps me liquidate some of the items that are in my storage, all neatly boxed up. But we need to do a few more pages like this. Let's do one with a design in it. And then I think well, nope, I guess we won't do that one. Let me just show you something. Just leave that there for a second. This wasn't what I was intending to do, but I guess we're doing it. Now, you can do something like that. And then when you go over it, I don't know if the green will show as well. Yeah, you can see it. It's almost like a lattice. Can you see that through there? And when it dries, you do get kind of a two-tiered texture. Okay, let's put one more on top of here so that I can do a couple doilies. And then we'll do one last color. I wish you guys could talk to me while I'm doing this. I should have maybe done this live and say, to find out what color that, you know, what's a color that you want and don't have. Now, you know, I adore buying eco-dyed paper, using beetroot and all of those other things. But let's just face it, vegetables are not cheap right now. And this is just me, and no offense to those who eco-dye, but I'm like, I feel like after you dye it, I mean, I feel like you should be able to eat it, like cabbage. I'm like, well, I like cabbage, and now I've just got, you know, certainly I can throw it in my compost bin, and I don't know. And plus, it just seems like a lot of work, you know, to eco-dye, but I love it. And like I say, you know, oh, shoot, I forgot to put, hold on, I forgot to put the doily on there. We'll put a doily and a tag. My goodness, Angela. So for me, you know, just using coffee, tea, Kool-Aid food color is just, it's easy. Now, hey, you know, if you don't have food color and you do have distress inks or things like that, like you can use alcohol inks, any of those things. They work too. I don't tend to use those just because, again, I'm trying to be economical, and we're talking junk journal, so I'm trying to use things that are in my house. You know, everyday things that are low cost. See? Doesn't take long, and then you're all messy. But these turn out so pretty. Let me show you something. How long have I been doing this? Okay. Let's see if we can find some of these that I did some designs on. I'll just kind of, I mean, I didn't do a lot of them. I had no rhyme or reason when I was doing these. I just was playing along. love this crunchy, crunchy. Ooh, look at this. This is one of those where, isn't that pretty? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm trying to remember which ones I started. Oh, this was from the baking rack. So see, and remember, if you watched my Thrifty Thursday yesterday, when you went thrifting along with me, you know, look in your cabinets, and if you want to use a plate, like I have a pizza pan that has round little holes in it, like to help, you know, make it crispy. Pretty. There's some more. Use those because you'll get a beautiful pattern. And if you're going to be dyeing outside and you're not going to use your oven, then use your plastic placemats, you know, things like that. Do not put those in the oven, though. I don't know. Oh, here. There's one I did with just those little dashes that we did earlier. And then it carried over to that one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the ones are that we did. Maybe it was pink. There's some with the bottle. Apparently, oh, here's another one. That one I just did stripes. There's those dashes. So just imagine all the stuff that you could do with these. It's just, you really could have a lot of fun with it. And it's, you know, economical. I have had this ream of paper, and I include these in my kits. What color should we do? Let's look over here together. That copper, it did not look pretty. What color? We don't have a lot of pink. That's probably our least color. But I did put some of that in when we do our pink rose. Did I use that before? I don't know. Or did I use fuchsia? Let's see what this fuchsia looks like. I don't remember. In our 750 subscriber giveaway packets. And I just made another trip to the post office to, oh, this is the color that, no. I didn't really like this, because let me show you what it looks like. But hopefully we can mix some of this rose to it, and it'll be okay. And it's gritty, which I liked that for, okay, that's why I'm not going to use that one. Let's try this one. Apparently, I'm guessing I didn't use this one. And this will be our last one, and then we will say goodbye. I might have messed that up by adding that fuchsia. That is not fuchsia, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know what it is. All right. I'm mixing. This is kind of cooled off, so that probably doesn't help. Oh, that's even worse. Girl. Let's just get after it. I'm just going to add a whole bunch. I do have cold water in my mug that I could always add to kind of lighten it up and then start over, but I like the look of those little crystal-y things, because it's kind of like, ugh, no. This is not good. Looks like wine, doesn't it? Has anybody ever tried to dye with wine? I mean, I know it stains really well. Trust me. I am a red wine drinker, and I've had my share of spills, so I know it stains things. But I've never tried it on paper. I probably should. I don't know. Do you guys like that? See, let me show you. All right, so these were the pinks. So look at how bright that is. Ugh. And then this was, I think, with that fuchsia. I mean, it doesn't look bad when it's finished, but that wasn't what I was going for. Should we just keep adding colors and see what we get? Let's add a little purple. I just added 1 drop. And put another piece on here. That purple, I don't know. That Kool-Aid does the same thing. It's just fun to play with. That did nothing. Oh gosh. Now I put too much in. But this might be the ticket. Well, it's got more of a plum color to it now. I do like that. Shall we put like another drop or 2 in and just see if we get just a little more? I put 2 more drops in. See what we get. But yeah, now, you know, I got not carried away. I was just kind of in the moment doing these, and I was like, wow, I really did a lot of paper. So I will never use it all, and I need to, you know, put it in the shop. But I was getting everything ready for the 750 subscriber giveaway, and I wanted to add some things to that. Well, I added everything from that series, remember, that we did as we went, to add to our 100+ piece ephemera kit, which, as it turns out, that giveaway kit, well, I don't know. I didn't count. I'm sure there's probably over 200 pieces by now. I kind of like this now. I don't know if you can, it looks brown to you up here. It's not. It's like a really plummy color. It's very pretty. Yeah, I was like, well, I need to put some things in. I want to put some things in that I have in the shop. I just had fun. So there's a lot of stuff in there, but I figured, you know, those of you who are my subscribers obviously watch my videos. And if I've done something on a video that perhaps you don't have that supply, then you can have that supply, and now you can, you know, play along with me. So that was my rationale, and I think it's going to be fun. There's enough in there to do many journals, but, I mean, I included books as well, so you could do many journals. And I will, I am getting ready. It's on my calendar up here to shoot that video. I have a couple more things I needed to get ready, but... And that's the other thing. Okay, so let me ask you this. Especially those of you who have been shopping in our Etsy shop. You know, I like to give little, you know, thank you gifts in my packages. And for the most part, I know when somebody orders from me who is a subscriber, but I'm just thinking, should I just kind of always do that? Like, put a sample in of something I've done, or put a tool, or I'm sure some people, like, if I mean, I have people that buy for me who are not subscribers, and if I put those magnets in their package from 2021, they'd probably be like, really? What is she doing? So I kind of gotta be careful, but if you watch my channel and you junk journal, you would much appreciate those magnets. So we got that coming up, and then all of my Thrifty Thursdays, let's see, all the way until maybe even, let me check. Oh, through the 23rd. And then after that, I need to do some more Thrifty Thursdays. I have, well, I do have another auction haul that might have to be a series 2, and it is another sight unseen video. So tell me if you liked how that went. You know, I did title them Thrifty Thursday because they all are thrifty things, but And I'm glad that I did it the way I did, because all of you said, oh gosh, you know, we can't wait to see the next video. And I kind of suspected that would be the case, because like it was truly an unboxing for me that I had no idea about. Now, one of my next ones, I don't know about, but I did kind of look at. There's some history that came along with it, which that was surprising. And so I did kind of read a little bit of that, but so it's going to be another one where you will be just as surprised as me to see what we got. So I have that coming up. Oh, and then I need a vote. So some of you said you want to see me do a start to finish journal, because I haven't done one for a while. So I have two options. One is to do a little golden book, and I think I need to maybe gear this towards beginners and not do like a lap book, but just do a simple little golden book journal. And this is the little golden book that I chose because I have a bunch of items from those hauls that I showed you that kind of go along with the animal theme, and so I thought we could use those. So that is kind of a farm / animal themed golden book journal, and I'll show you from start to finish how I take it apart, how I put it back together, and then we will do all of our signatures, embellish it, sew it in, and call it good. And I think that's going to be something I put in the shop. So there's that one. And then the other one that I have a plethora of papers and such is 4th of July or Independence Day. And so that is the other option. And when I was going through it to kind of sort, because I just kept adding to it as I found things and picked things up. And so I didn't even know what I had. I realized I had so much. I was able to do, I don't know, I need to look, but I might be able to do 2 4th of July kits out of it. I mean, there's a lot of paper and such. It's not necessarily all vintage. Some of it is, but it is all kind of related. So you tell me, and then let me know. So I think I probably can get 2 4th of July kits out of what I have left, and then what I don't use in the journal. And then we'll put the journal on the Etsy shop, which, that's new to me. I haven't listed one yet, but I've said it out loud, so now I'm committed. So we are already at over 45 minutes, so I am going to say goodbye to you. I'm going to finish this up and go bake these in the oven, and I will come back and show you what everything looks like. So until next time, friends, I hope you have a fabulous day, and remember to take time to just be. Cheers.